Wow, 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 it's going down. Friends turn foe or friends just trying to get to the bag? What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, they are looking to build up a mega fight between two fighters that you probably thought would never fight. And that's Errol the True Spence Jr. and Jermell Iron Man Charlo. Jermell Charlo has announced his comeback. The last time we saw Jermell Charlo in the ring was September 30th of 2023 when he took on and lost to Saul Canelo Alvarez. And many people thought he laid an egg, right? And the last time he got dropped in the 7th round and lost a unanimous decision. That's the fight he wanted. He was daring to be great in the eyes of many, jumped up 2 weight classes, challenged Canelo, undisputed versus undisputed. He's a 3-time junior middleweight champion and an undisputed junior middleweight champion, right? And Errol the True Spence Jr., the last time we saw him was July 29th of 2023, when he took on the toughest test of his career in Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, for the first time in his career, he took a loss. That was the second loss in Jermell Charlo's career. He lost to Tony Harrison, came back and avenged the loss. This was the first loss in Errol Spence's career, and he lost in devastating fashion. He got dominated in this fight. He got dropped in the 2nd round, twice in the 7th, and stopped in the 9th. Now he's coming to make a comeback. He's looking to make a comeback, and he's moving up in weight. He's going to venture off into the land of Jermell Charlo now. And now Errol Spence, he's looking to pick up a belt. And the premier boxing champion, PBC, better known as, founder and advisor Al Heyman, as Leonard Ellaby, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, stated, they family, they're going to get what they want. So they're boxing out Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford was supposed to have an immediate rematch with Errol the True Spence Jr., but they're boxing Terrence Crawford out, right? And now what they're doing is strategically trying to maneuver and put their fighters in position to do what? To fight for the belts. So Terrence Crawford didn't get the rematch with Errol the True Spence Jr. because it was cited that Errol Spence had medical issues, that Errol Spence couldn't fulfill his obligation, and they didn't want to hold up Terrence Crawford, is what Stephen Espinosa stated. So they went to Terrence Crawford and they said, okay, we're going to allow you to go ahead and do what? Resume your career. So Terrence Crawford, he petitioned to fight Tim Tszyu, okay, for Tim Tszyu's WBO title. Now, Tim Tszyu, he had a fight coming up with Keith Thurman. Now, that fight fell through, right? The fight between Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman, it fell through because Keith Thurman suffered a torn bicep, so he was unable to perform. The fight wasn't for a belt. It wasn't for a title. No title was on the line, and nobody was interested in fighting, meaning Errol Spence or Jermell Charlo. Why? Because nobody had interest in fighting who? Keith Thurman, right? So with that said, Terrence Crawford petitioned for that belt, but the belt wasn't on the line, right? Because Keith Thurman claimed that he had no interest in fighting for the WBO title, right? He don't recognize the WBO title. So Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu was fighting at a catchweight of 155 with no belt on the line. But what happened here is that once he suffered that injury, that being Keith Thurman, they replaced him with a man that was on the undercard. Who was that man on the undercard? Sebastian Fundora, who, the Towering Inferno, who was fighting on the undercard for the vacant WBC title that was vacated by who? Jermell Charlo himself, okay? So now he's fighting for that vacant WBC title, right? Now, here's where it gets tricky. Jermell Charlo got stripped essentially of all his titles. But now they placed him in champion as recess because they didn't want to embarrass him. So they put him as champion in recess, right? And guess what? Jermell Charlo has activated. Once Terrence Crawford was looking to fight Tim Tszyu, Sebastian Fundora winner, and Sebastian Fundora shockingly upset Tim Tszyu, he became the unified champion, the WBO champion, and the WBC champion. Terrence Crawford looking to fight Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu's team don't want to fight Terrence Crawford. They wanted to fight Errol the True Spence Jr. in AT&T Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas. But Terrence Crawford had other plans. He going to have Sebastian Fundora stripped. So Sebastian Fundora and his team said, okay, we'll relinquish the title. Now, they're planning to relinquish this title, okay, in hopes of fighting Errol Spence. Then they changed their mind and they said, well, we'll fight and rematch Tim Tszyu, because guess what? We'll make the same amount of money fighting Tim Tszyu as we would fighting who? Terrence Bud Crawford. So if we can't get the opportunity to fight Errol Spence, we just going to go ahead and fight Tim Tszyu, right? In a rematch. So Terrence Crawford, okay, well, I'm going to have Sebastian Fundora stripped of that WBO title. And I'm going to fight Israel Madrimov, who also inherited a fight with the WBA that was what? That belt was what? Stripped of Jermell Charlo. And Israel Madrimov, he fought for the vacant WBA title. He won it, right? And so now Terrence Crawford is like, I'm going to fight Israel Madrimov for that vacant WBA title, the vacant WBO title and Israel Madrimov's WBA title. Well, now guess what? Out of the woodworks, we have a man waking up, an awakening, Jermell Charlo, who we hadn't heard from in forever. He decides that, you know something? I'm going to fight for that WBA title. That's not a coincidence. He petitions out of all belts that he wants to fight for. He wants to fight for the WBA title and re-pick that up. Essentially, boxing Terrence Crawford out again, which means Terrence Crawford will fight for the vacant WBO title. Now they're going to set up a massive fight. Errol Spence, should he beat and fight Tim Tszyu, Sebastian Fundora, who wins that saga? Jermell Charlo, I believe, will beat Israel Madrimov, who now has to defend the WBA title against him or be stripped. They're going to set up a massive in-house fight that's going to box out Terrence Bud Crawford between Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo will now become the WBA champion. Errol Spencer will fight for, now that Terrence Crawford is out the picture, he'll fight Sebastian Fundora in Arlington, Texas. They'll suddenly back out of a fight with a rematch with Tim Tszyu, and now they'll fight Sebastian Fundora in Arlington, Texas for the WBC title. And keep in mind, Errol Spence is no longer with Derrick James, two-time Trainer of the Year, well-renowned future Hall of Famer. Jermell Charlo is. That was a big issue and a big roadblock as to why people was questioning, well, we see this fight between Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo, because Derrick James trained both of them. Now he trains Jermell Charlo only. So they'll set up a super fight in-house with Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo. Remember, Errol Spence recently posted, I ain't got no friends. I'm favoring myself. So let's see what happens and how this unfolds. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know who will win, Errol Spence or Jermell Charlo. I'm gone. Peace.